on this episode of Diaries of a Weight Loss Influencer. It was a weird day. Okay, so yesterday I tried to film my very first What I Eat in a Day video, right? And the first time you do anything filming for YouTube, let's face it, you feel weird. I kept on waiting for people to like leave the room because I didn't want to like um take the videos with other people in there because I'd be like they are anyways. So I filmed my food throughout the day and I had this, great eating day. It was and I ate all day and I was satisfied and good all day long. And I ended up with low calories, still being really full. And I ended up 990 calories and 116 grams of protein. But it gets progressively darker from there. So I had been sick for about a week and a half. I hadn't gone to the gym. I'd sat on my butt. I'm just like, I'm going to take care of myself. I need to take care of myself. So I went back to the gym and, I'd been logging all my stuff, but I wasn't really thinking things through. So I don't think I was as ready to push it going to the gym and exercising as I thought I was because I didn't necessarily make the best choices. At the end of the day, I had only had 35 grams of carbs and 18 grams of fat. That is not nearly enough fat or carbs. I really did need some more. Um, but after dinner, I was full and I was good. But something I had done earlier in the day, not at the gym, screwed everything up even more. So I'm trying to get in my 15,000 steps, right? And I'm like, I started actually feeling pretty good. I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. So instead of doing my normal, like slower pace, sorry, a burp coming out. um, I went up a couple, like okay. I know this is some of you are like, oh my goodness, you are so, yes, I'm working to get in shape. So my normal walking speed is 3 miles an hour. And so I went and I did an hour, but I didn't do it at 3 miles an hour. I did it at 3.2 miles an hour. And I was sweating and I was breathing hard, but it felt good at the moment, right? It was like, oh, it's fantastic. Well, starting exercising and doing things in the moment without realizing, oh, okay, I still need to be careful of what I'm doing. I My back is still hurting from yesterday because jumping right back into 15,000 steps after a week and a half of like maybe 3,000 steps, that cold kicked my butt. That was just, that was not fair on so many levels that I'm done being sick now. I've gotten sick like twice in 2 months and I'm like, no, no, no. I take my zinc and my multi. What? I never get sick. And then I got sick, which, let's face it, when you start a calorie deficit, your immune system, it can take a little bit of a hit. It's not used to getting less calories, it's used to getting all the calories. And after dinner, I sat down to just relax a little bit and then go to bed. And then I got hungry. So hungry. And I'm like, what? I'll eat have more because some days I'd go like 18,000 steps and under 1,000 calories and I'm like, I'm not hungry, I'm fine. But jumping back into everything, not eating nearly enough carbs throughout the day or at all. 35 carbs is like keto level. And that's why everyone's exhausted and cranky on keto because they're always on and off it and then getting okay. We'll do a keto, not I don't want to do a keto bash because but I do want to do a keto bash. I'm free. I am free from it. Okay. I love the carbs. We're going to eat the carbs, all the carbs. Um, so my glycogen was completely wiped out because my intensity level was like full on cardio, not I'm going for a nice little walk. And I never had spiked hunger when I didn't even lifting weights and everything, I do it in such a way that I'm not huffing and puffing. I'm like, you have some exertion, and then you wait, and then you do the next set. And I keep a pretty low level intensity, but yet I'm still getting stronger. Um, and I was so starving that I took my 990 calorie day and I ate 400 more calories. Like I said, this got dark, which at the end of the day, I still had, looking at my burn calories, I still had 1,000 calorie deficit around there. It was still a weight loss day, but I was so annoyed that I was hungry and I'm like, I really, really want some food. So the combination of having low carbs, doing some huffy puffy, like glycogen, sucking it out of you. My body's like, glycogen, give it to me now. Oh my goodness. And I was just like, I'm like, I had a serving of Halo Top ice cream, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I just need more protein. I had a 21 gram of protein bar. And after that, I'm like, I'm still like really hungry because I wasn't really eating a lot more carbs. And it wasn't until I went and ate some stupid little Fiber One bar that I'm like, okay, I'm good. Because normally, if I feel like a little bit of like psychological hunger, I'll just, go pour a diet soda or have some tea or something because I'm not actually hungry. I just like holding something and like having little, mm, that's yummy, dopamine hits going on. So I realize I'm like, just because it felt good in the moment for me to ramp up my walk to a higher intensity doesn't mean that it was good for me, especially on a day when my carbs were like crap. I'm like, how did I end up like so low on carbohydrates? I had here, I've got it written down here from the other day. I had my morning coffee that had 75 calories and 6.5 grams of protein. Not a lot of carbs there. I had a protein shake for 160 calories and 30 grams of protein. Not a lot of carbs there either. I had some tea with sugar free creamer for 15 calories. I even had my leftover Applebee's, which had 270 calories and 25 grams of protein. And that still had some mashed potatoes in it, but it was really watered down by all the au jus I put in it. So I guess I felt like I was eating more carbs, but it was really just a really tiny amount of potatoes there. I had half of a salad because I couldn't finish it. Like I made this, nice big salad that was like 80 calories and 6 grams of protein because my Applebee's only had 25 grams of protein and 270 calories. I'm like, okay, I think I should probably eat some more. But I couldn't even finish the salad. So I only finished half the salad for 40 calories and 3 grams of protein. Then I had one of those yummy little Greek yogurts that had 130 calories and 20 grams of protein. And for dinner, I had like this just a full on, I'm like this. I didn't think I was going to be able to eat it all, but I did. It was delicious. I made cilantro lime rice with chicken tikka masala and cucumbers on this, like quick pickled cucumbers on the side. And I was just like so happy with the little thing. And I measured it all out, and it was 280 calories for 27 grams of protein. And all of that brought me to 990 calories and 116 grams of protein. But there wasn't very much rice. There wasn't very much potato. My carbs were so tiny that my body did not respond well at all. And I ended up eating back way more calories than like, let's say I may have burnt like an extra 50 calories doing an hour at 3.2 instead of 3 miles an hour. And then I ate 400 more calories. You need to learn and pay attention to your body because this isn't everybody. This is me and this is my body and how my body responded to way too low of carbohydrates and jumping into a higher level of cardio that I was used to, especially right after being sick. It was not good. I don't know if you can hear the cats here. Hey, Calvin, are you going to join us? No, he's going to go bug his brother Hobbs. Calvin and Hobbes. It's two of our kitties. Um, so, and it was funny because I didn't even I was like, why am I so hungry? Even the next day in the shower, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, why was I so hungry? And I was thinking about the day before, and I'm like, oh, that's what I did that was different. I had like almost no carbohydrates, and then I had a whole bunch of higher intensity stuff. And I know there's a lot of stuff out there that, like, cardio messes with your hormones and makes you fat and all that stuff. And it's way oversimplified, and it's a much more complicated issue than a lot of influencers try to say it is. But at the end of the day, if a certain level of intensity of exercise spikes your hunger, lower the level of exercise because you're not doing yourself any good. If you're just going to want to go eat a whole ton more calories or white knuckle it and like stay hungry and try and go to bed thinking about food because your body is like, feed me. Mm. You got to pick the things that are best for your body. If you have a hunger spike, really try and look at what you ate, look at your movement, look at your activity, and try and figure out why. I'm not going to be one of those psychos who tells you embrace the hunger. Those people create eating disorders, not lifelong healthy habits. You don't embrace a hunger, you use it as an input to understand, okay, what am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling that right now? What's the proper response for what my body needs? Does my body need food? Or does my body need me to stop looking at cooking videos because it's triggering hunger? That is a very, very real thing. I can't watch cooking videos all the time like I used to, because did you know that actually looking at food can trigger in your brain to say, oh, yes, food. Let's actually make you physically hungry. And you can get physically hungry when you wouldn't have if you hadn't watched the cooking video, which is so hard, especially for us moms, because we're always watching the cooking videos and trying to figure out how to make our families happy and make them something good or make ourselves something good. Understand your body. Listen to the signals. I understand most of us, we've been in survival mode, trying to tune out of hunger, tune out of pain, tune out of trauma, tune out of all of those things that we need to be listening to use as input to then understand what we do in the future. It's really, really important, guys. We all have different bodies. Some people need more food. Some people need to learn how to eat their macros in such a way that they actually, so that they don't get hungry later and they're not doing it. If you're not getting enough protein in your diet and then you're hungry, well, that's not a not enough food issue. That's a not enough protein issue. If high intensity exercise spikes your hunger, do low intensity exercise. If certain foods trigger you to want to eat more and more and more, avoid those foods. Some people can't handle eating sugar. Sugar is not addictive in the traditional sense that people um, online say it's okay. Addictiveness in your brain is a very specific thing. Drugs do certain things to your brain that actually give you addictions. Something like sugar that's not addictive in the same way that like drugs or alcohol is. It's more of a positive feedback loop combined with how it affects your hormones. That's not an addiction. That's two scientific facts about our body working in such a way that promotes a behavior that you either give into that behavior or you don't. You still have a choice. I mean, and even if it was as addictive as people say it is, you still have a choice. You can go and have something that gives you a sweet treat. I, it's funny, I've been all about dessert since I started my fat loss journey. Um, and I never did before, you know, or I would think I would have like little bits of dark chocolate here and there, and it'd be like, okay, if I'm only having one or two squares, it's okay. But I couldn't even really enjoy them fully because I was in such a scarcity mindset when it came to food. Now, I tell you what, if I go bankrupt, it'll be because of raspberries. That's like having some fresh berries gives me my sweet treat. Um, and I just go with it. If you finish eating and you feel like you mentally need something to like finish the meal, just find something that you enjoy, portion it so it fits your macros properly, and then just eat it. And you know what? Every once in a while, if you do not meet your, let's say that your calorie goal is 1,500 calories a day, and there's a day where you're like, I really want to go and eat cake and have fun and do those other things, you can do that. You just need to understand that it's all about the averages. And you don't go punish yourself by exercising more or eating less because you ate more. You just build it in. It works on an average. I when I first started, I gave myself an average. Also, I'm not a big fan of hard and fast rules. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to have between 1,200 and 1,600 calories a day and try and get my average to be 400. I'm sorry, 1,400. Don't eat only 400 calories a day. Um, so I did that, and it really gave me a whole lot of freedom to stay in a deficit. And I could eat more. And some days I ate up to like 800 calories. Some days I ate way less, but I kept the average. And I really lean into this one thing I'm going to share with you next that will help keep your averages well and give you the flexibility that you need. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. Love you. Bye.